This is a project handover from hell. 20 files, meeting notes, half a raid log, voice memos recorded in a car, whiteboard photos, and a Gantt chart screenshot. I've buried 10 facts across all of them, including 2 contradictions that could derail the project if a new project manager missed them. Then, I gave the same folder, the same brief to Claude Fable 5 and ChatGPT 5.6 Soul. Tell me the status, the top risks, and what I need to do this week to get on top of this mess. I know the answer key. They don't. One behaved like an auditor, the other behaved like a delivery manager. And the difference only became clear when the evidence started to clash. So we can see here, we have 20 files. We have meeting minutes. We have a half-finished raid log spreadsheet. We have voice notes. We have 6 photos, sticky notes, a screenshot of the plan, messy emails. Now, before I gave either model anything, I've planted 10 facts. Now, 10 facts throughout these files. I know where everyone lives. 3 exist in the voice memos. 3 exist only in the photos, and 2 are contradictions where one file says one thing and one says something completely different. And the 2 only appear if you join those 2 files together and you put them together and you realize that they are in contradiction. So, for example, here's one so you know what find that it means. The plan says testing starts on the 20th of July. An email from the supplier says the test environment isn't ready till the 27th. Neither file says that the project's slipping, but that's part of the test. So both models are going to get the exact same prompt, same as we always do. They're going to get the exact same folder of files. Scoring is 2 points per round per fact found. If it gets close, and -1 if it states something, this fact that isn't in the files and just completely hallucinates. Confidently wrong cost you. I'm also running the meter. I'm going to be running these through Claude Code and Codex so that I can track the amount of tokens used at the end of each session. Right, 20 files in, let's go. All right, here we are in the very nice snazzy new ChatGPT/Codex app. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to add everything in the test folder here, which is what we got here. I'm going to pop over here and grab my prompt. There we go. You are my new project manager. I've inherited Project Osprey, and this folder is everything the outgoing PM left me. Document spreadsheets, voice memos, and photos. Read it all, listen to it all, and give me the current status, top 5 risks, any open decisions and stuff that doesn't add up, and what I need to do in my first week. So let's see what ChatGPT 5.6 Soul can do with this mess. Okay, so while ChatGPT is doing that, I'm going to kick the same task off over here in Claude Code. Make sure I've got Fable on, I've got high. Yes, let's go. All right, good stuff. So both models have run their tests and the results are in. We can have a quick scoot down see what Claude and Fable 5 has done. So it's processed all of the files nicely. It's figured out how to process the voice memos, which is good. It's done all that by itself. And then here we go. It's given us a breakdown of everything that is going on. It's given us the 5 risks that they asked for, open decisions, and then what we should be doing in our first week. Good stuff, all looking good. Let's quickly pop over to Codex and see what ChatGPT has done for us. So ChatGPT has also worked all of the stuff. It's used the Adobe integration to read the images and the audio files, it looks like, as well. And then it gets into our narrative for us. So it's given us a narrative here. It's linked its references, which is good, which Claude didn't. And then what it's also done, again, that Claude didn't, over here on the right, it's given us an actual proper report in a report format that a project manager would absolutely want and need. We've got a nice little chart it's created for us to go over the budget and stuff as well. So a nice little extra that ChatGPT has done for us here. Right, let's get to the scores then. So 10 planted facts. Remember, 2 points each, -1 for anything stated as fact that isn't in the files. Let's start with the one I spoke about in the intro earlier. So integration testing starts on the 20th, but we don't get the environment until the 27th. No file, but both models did the math here and they figured it out. Claude saying the integration test window is fiction. GPT called the test start impossible against the written environment date. 2 points each there. Fantastic. The go live contradiction where the status report said on track for the 28th of August and the whiteboard has it crossed off with the 11th of September circled. Both of them caught this, which was good. And this matters, right? Neither pretended to resolve it because there was no resolution in any of the documents. Both said the two sources disagree. No one's told us which way we're actually going. And so take it to steering to force a decision. That's exactly what a good PM would say when there is no clarity on a decision. Like it. Now, the facts I've buried existed only in the voice memos, remember? The suppliers integration engineer resigning with no name replacement. That was mentioned once mid-ramble in a car voice message. The second migration dry run failing, which was written down nowhere, and a 25 grand contingency release agreed verbally, but no paper trail for that at all. Both models found all. Claude even repeated the outgoing PM's prediction back at me that the corridor money surfaces as an unexplained overspend in September. GPT flagged the second dry run failure as absent from the status report and risk log, which was the whole point of it. It was only there in the voice memo. Now, at this point, they are level. And I'm wondering if I built the test too easy. And then they split. Fact one. UAT is 5 working days. It's right there on the plan. GPT called it out directly. Quote, UAT is only the 17th to the 21st of August. No recovery margin. It's schedule argument, but never once said the window is too thin. That's a partial, so 2 points to GPT. Fact, the budget contradiction. The June steering minutes say the 38 grand web chat change was approved. A voice memo 2 weeks later said the CFO reopened it and the money is stuck. Claude nailed the whole thing, quoted both sources, post dates the meeting, so the truth is pending, and pointed out the supplier is building it anyway and doesn't know. GPT said a conditional while the continuals, which is kind of right, but it never surfaced at the minutes claim it was approved. It found the smoke, but not the two documents rubbing together. 2 points to Claude here, 1 to GPT. Fact 3, my favourite one. The risk log scores the SSO risk as low impact and low likelihood. A whiteboard corner says IT security are in a change freeze from the 14th of July to the 4th of August, which is precisely when the SSO work has to happen. Obviously can't if there's a change freeze. Claude joined them together and called the risk rating wrong. GPT built the freeze into its schedule risk correctly, but never touched the log entry. 2 points to Claude, 1 to GPT. So, totals here. Now, here's where it gets a little bit embarrassing for me. I built the folder of artifacts here with AI help, and the image tool I used quietly titled one photo with the project name from my last video, Kestrel, not Osprey. Wrong project, wrong job titles for 2 people. I didn't notice it as I was putting it together, but Claude did. It flagged it as possibly from the wrong project, said verify before relying on it, and still noticed it corroborated the change freeze date. GPT caught it too. It said treat these artifacts as clues, not governance truth. Then GPT went better. It said some of my day and date labels were inconsistent. I checked. 6th of May 26th was a Wednesday. My kickoff minutes say Tuesday. The 21st of June was a Sunday. My steerco minutes say it was a Saturday. 2 calendar mistakes building a test about buried details without realizing it, and GPT caught them. Now, each model also found a real finding I never designed. Claude noticed the CFO was in the apologies at the very steering meeting that approved a spend which needed her sign-off. She can't approve it, she's not there. GPT noticed the budget arithmetic doesn't reconcile. If the web chat money and the corridor money are both real, the project needs 400 grand against a 40 baseline, and correctly labeled that as a scenario, not fact. So 4 catches that nobody planted each, which honestly is the best evidence this test wasn't rigged. I demonstrably wasn't in control of everything in that folder and didn't check it all 100% properly, obviously. Now, there were 2 clear differences under the bonnet before we even get to the bill in a minute. The audio. Now, Claude couldn't hear the voice memos natively, so it built its own solution. It ran Whisper, transcribed them verbatim, and then worked from the transcripts. Chat audio tool summaries rather than transcripts and excluded anything ambiguous, but it got every fact in the end. But one of them told me its evidence was secondhand, and you know, the honesty there is good. And the output. Claude gave me a sharp conversation, who to see Monday, in what order, and why. GPT, unprompted, handed me a board-ready document. Exact summary, status table per workstream, a budget chart, Same score, different animal. One read like a folder from an auditor, one read like a delivery manager who wants the pack ready for Thursday's meeting. So what we haven't spoken about is the bill. From Monday, Fable 5 goes away, so if you want to use it, you're going to have to pay for it by usage. For this task, that would have cost you just shy of $4 actually metered. GPT-5.6 somewhere between $1 or $2 if you price the tokens, but you don't price them because it's included in the plan, and 5.6 is always going to be included in the plan, so that's always in there. So here's a verdict, and the data supports, right? So your question is, should I enable credit usage for Fable on Monday to do this kind of work? The answer, honestly, no. 5.6 fact for fact on a subscription you might already have. But to be precise about what separated them, because it wasn't nothing, right? The two facts where Fable scored and 5.6 dropped were two that would save a project manager's neck. The Fable read this like an auditor. 5.6 handed me a better document in the end, so same score, but for different reasons. One task might come back to subscriptions when capacity allows, at which point this whole debate changes and it just goes back down to personal preference. But this weekend with the 20 files, the flagship you're about to lose and the flagship you just got are pretty damn even, and one of them stays free in subscription. Now, before you go, which model would win? Before I open that folder, what odds would you have given? Because I'd have said 7% Fable, right? This is the big bad one that the government had to shut down. It was so dangerous. And I'd have been wrong to be that confident. Like, the gap between how sure you feel and how often you're right is a thing you can actually measure. And if you enjoyed watching the two I getting audited, the inbox video does the same thing to their email skills. That's up on the screen now. Drop a subscribe if you want to see the next test, because there will be one. These companies won't stop shipping. I'll see you in the next one then. Stay peachy.